Right now on News 13, we dig into new lawsuits filed against Pawleys Island Community Church after claims a registered sex offender was allowed to work at the church and its school. Plus, a local realtors group finds an increase in supply and demand for homes in Horry County. Count on a live report.
Coverage you can count on at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Adriana Lawrence. Tonight we're learning more about the newest lawsuits against Pawleys Island Christian Academy and Community Church, its leaders, and sex offender Warren Perry. News 13's Cameron Townsend has followed this case from the beginning. She digs into the filings that make claims of sexual abuse.
One lawsuit alleges a child was sexually abused in 2022. According to the lawsuit, the child's parents first became aware something was wrong after their 5-year-old described a sexually explicit game, a game he said he learned at Pawleys Island Christian Academy.
The game was graphic and the game was wrong. The family's immediate concerns were about their little boy's health. And so what they did is they took their child to his pediatrician, and the pediatrician is a mandatory reporter.
The attorney says the family believes the pediatrician reported the allegations to law enforcement. The lawsuit claims investigators later told the family there wasn't enough evidence to move forward at that time.
The problem is that in the interim, the family immediately, right after this happened, the following Monday, he goes and informs the school director, Nikki Howard. Nikki Howard first claims that nothing like this has ever happened at the school. When Nikki Howard is informed of what happened to this little boy, rather than wanting to investigate, she begins questioning whether or not the child is a known liar. Actually reaches out to the little boy's prior teacher and starts asking for documentation, anything that they can show. It's both outrageous and horrific that when the director of the school learns of these allegations against a known sex offender, rather than investigating, she begins trying to cover it up.
The lawsuit goes on to claim Perry remained at the academy for several more years before his arrest.
Nothing's done at the school other than our family immediately removes their child from the school, but they allow him to continue working unabated within the academy's walls, sponsored by a Christian academy, for approximately 4 more years until he's finally uncovered and reported, and even then the denials have continued.
In this case, along with the others filed, it's claimed multiple times that school and church leaders knew of Perry's criminal history and failed to take proper precautions.
You had a direct report of Warren Perry sexually abusing a 5-year-old child back in 2022. Those complaints were essentially dismissed, suppressed, retaliated against, all in the name of defending a registered sex offender.
The allegations in these lawsuits have not been proven in court. I've continued calling both the school and the church for a comment on these latest allegations and still have not been able to reach anyone. In the newsroom, Cameron Townsend, News 13.
Cameron, thank you. New tonight, Surfside Beach released the findings of an independent investigation into a cyber incident involving a $545,000 payment from the town that never reached a North Carolina contractor. Now, the town says the investigation found no evidence of unauthorized access to its email accounts. It also says scammers used spoofed email domains and a fake website that impersonated the town to redirect the payment. Wildcat Contractors, meanwhile, has maintained its email system was not compromised and that the town sent the money to a scammer account. Surfside Beach says it's working with the FBI, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, and insurance partners to get the money back. The Coastal Carolina Association of Realtors says the housing market is stable for the first time in the last few years. The association's latest monthly market report not only shows an increase in supply, but also in demand for homes throughout Horry County. News 13's Maddie Cottisbody is live tonight in the Market Common. And Maddie, what other findings are in that report?
Adriana, Horry County continues to be one of the fastest growing counties in the state. And according to the Association of Realtors, that growth can be seen in the housing market. Now, according to the report, single family home sales are up by almost 7% compared to last June. The report also states the number of new listings has increased over the past year, along with the increase in buyers. Coastal Carolina Association of Realtors CEO Laura Crowther says with more houses being added, the average time on the market has slowed.
We are starting to see the days on the market level off, where it's more of a normal, I would say, 3 to 4 months of marketing time. We're starting to see days on market, stabilize, and that will give people a little more opportunity to make thoughtful decisions in their buying process.
Crowther says not only is the market changing, but so are the demographics. She says those looking to move to the area aren't looking for beachfront properties.
Now we're seeing a shift in the demographic and folks that are moving to the area where there are more families. There are more retirees that are making this their permanent home. And that's not always, someone looking for the beachfront, the ocean, the lakes.
Now, Crowther says she encourages anyone looking to buy or sell a home to take advantage of the market's current stability. Live in Myrtle Beach, Maddie Cottaspotty, News 13.
Maddie, thank you. News 13 is your local election headquarters, and 5 Republicans so far filed to run in the South Carolina special primary for U.S. Senate. But so far, that list does not include interim Senator Darlene Graham, Congressman Ralph Norman and Russell Fry, or rumored names like former Governor Mark Sanford. Former Myrtle Beach Mayor Mark McBride is among the 5 who filed. Darlene Graham is serving the remainder of her late brother's term and plans to run to keep the seat. Norman is asking where she stands on key issues.
She's going to have to let people know, and she's got we got what, 2.5 weeks, where she stands on different issues. And I'm sure she will mirror some of what Lindsay had.
Filing for the special Republican primary ends next Tuesday. Early voting for the special primary will happen August 5th through 7th, with primary day on Tuesday, August 11th. The winner will face Democrat Dr. Annie Andrews in the November general election. Well, today MUSC Florence broke ground on its new Hollings Cancer Center facility. News 13's Eric Cooper is live in Florence for us. And Eric, this facility will give local patients access to treatment they'd normally have to get in Charleston, right?
Adriana, that's right. Speakers at today's ceremony say that families and patients should be able to receive care without hours of travel.
Many times these patients have to travel for hours to receive special treatment, whether it be a clinical trial or some special treatment.
Charlene Lowry says she is a cancer survivor and says while she received treatment, both she and her husband were able to travel to Charleston for treatment, but says for some that may be difficult.
To have something of this caliber come in here to Florence, where people wouldn't have to do the traveling, especially the ones that are of age, don't have transportation, and where it was at that time for some people was an issue, because they would have to pay someone to take them there, or maybe inconvenience a family member that had to be to work, but they did it because of their loved one. Now it would be a matter of just picking up the phone and getting someone to bring them right here locally.
MUSC says the new 63,000 square foot facility will extend its reach of being the only National Cancer Institute in the state and one of 74 in the country. That means they've passed federal government evaluations for excellence in laboratory research, patient care, prevention, and education. PD Division CEO Jason Cox says patients and families will receive the same high level of care in Florence that they do in Charleston.
I just would love for everybody there to know that we're making a significant investment right here in the PD. The PD is one of the most underserved areas of the state of South Carolina, has one of the highest incidence of disease, and so this is a real investment to improve the health and the health outcomes of our community.
Now, the new Hollings Center is expected to open by the summer of 2027. Reporting live from MUSC in Florence, Eric Cooper, News 13.
Eric, thank you. Next on News 13, one local biology professor warns of possible environmental harm due to recent changes to the Federal Endangered Species Act. And Krista has your most accurate forecast when News 13's local coverage you can count on continues.